Nation. We're talking all of the Southern Fried Nation. We're talking all of the Cornbread Nation. Rob and Dave from the Rock Hall of Fame. Rob and Dave from the Cornbread Nation. We're talking all out of the Southern Fried Nation. We're talking all out of the Cornbread Nation. Rob and Dave from the Rock Hall of Fame. Rob and Dave from the Cornbread Nation. Humpday views from the Cornbread Nation. Rob and Dave from the Rock Hall of Fame. Humpday views from the Cornbread Nation. Rob and Dave on the Humpday Show. We're talking all out of Southern Fried Nation. We're talking all out of Cornbread Nation. Rob and Dave from the Rock Hall of Fame. Rob and Dave from the Cornbread Nation. Humpday views from the Cornbread Nation. Humpday views from the Cornbread Nation. Humpday views from the Cornbread Nation. Rob and Dave on the Humpday Show.
And good evening. Let me kill the other one. You can't hear, but I can in my headset here. The other channel. Sometimes that's, if it's a little off, that's it really messes with your head. Oh, to be an engineer is a glorious thing, but sometimes when you're doing other things as well, it can be very distracting. Good evening. Welcome to the Humpday Views, followed right behind by the Southern Fried Vent Show. Rob is sick, not feeling good. Talked to him three times today. Y'all pray for him. Little stomach bug. It happens. Of course, we've had a lot of storms in the area, still dealing with a lot of flooding and things that are happening in our area. And across the region. It's not just our area, although we tend to think in those terms. Our little square, circle, whatever you want to think of, these storms travel through, so there's a lot of people that got hit like that. 5 to 6 inches of water in 4 hours, depending on where you're at in the general region. 5 to 6 inches of water in 4 hours, and people were thinking, what's going on here? The interstate got covered up. Well, we just never seen that much water in that amount of time, at least not in recent memory. And so people were really questioning the construction that's been going on, which continues to go on. It never stops on I-24. If you've ever come through Chattanooga, the interchange there, 75, 24, all of that is under constant construction of some kind. Some of it I like, some of it I hate, because I think it's created problems. But anyway, I digress. It is good to be here. We're going to have some fun tonight, hopefully. And hello, Miss Jenneth. How are you? And Barry, I did get your question. Unfortunately, I put it in the show stream, and I don't know if you saw that from Rumble. If you didn't, I'll send that back over. Hello, how you doing, Miss Jen? I enjoyed the festive look you had today in your Panama City shirt and other things. You look very happy. It was a good look, a good picture. Again, if you've not been to the show before, I am Dave in the AM, a.k.a. the Cornbread Man, coming to you live from the banks of the Southern Fried River, North Georgia, extreme northwest Georgia. And then it gently flows south, meandering its way to extreme southwest Georgia, and then empties in by Rob, somewhere nearby, and then empties into the state of Florida. We know not where. One day we'll go find out. It is a nice, lazy river. It's a little higher right now with all the rain. Oh, you're welcome, Miss Jen. Very busy day. I've had a lot going on. Got a busy day tomorrow. I'm actually going to be on the stage at a work event that I'm going to be a part of. And the topic is caregivers and or parents, grandparents, and challenges. And of course, I've been raising a granddaughter for now over 10 years. And I guess it's it's 11 years now. We're right at it. It's getting close. Or just past. It'd be 11 years. Sorry, 11 years now. I lose track. And going to be at that event. Looking forward to that. It's actually a ladies' event, but they've invited men in, and I was fortunate to be selected for that. Always ready to share information. So I'll be making my way down there. Tomorrow night, don't forget, we will have, the plan is to have, yes, the racing hour and sports. We're going to start early because I have to go back to work because we're doing United Way events this week. The show, Cornbread Nation, we have just hit all kind of snags. Like we were going to do it yesterday. Storms hit. It was just not a good time for me to go on. And I was on the phone with Patriot Mobile anyway. Then tonight, Rob is sick. Tomorrow, we won't have time to squeeze it in. So maybe we do it Friday, possibly. The show is ready to go. We may record it at an odd time and just release it live. That was also talked about. We don't want to miss it or skip it. That happens sometimes. Occasionally, we try to get all shows in, all boats in, but sometimes that is not possible. By the way, Cornbread, use that promo code. It's so nice to be able to call up Patriot Mobile and go, hey, I've got my personal account, but hey, I'm also, our business has an affiliation with you guys, and I want to make sure you get that promo code Cornbread in. It was so nice to hear him call that back. I made sure, Mr. Cordell, to get you the promo code Cornbread. I love it. Make the switch today. Use that promo code. Get a month free. You have to pay activation fees, taxes, all that. That's all part of it. It's a great company. We also are going to be having, I've told Rob about it. I've started putting the videos up. A good friend of mine who's been on the program a long time ago, good friend of mine, Paul Putnam and his wife, and they're working with a company called Ascend, or maybe it's their company. I think they work for them. I want to get my facts wrong. We're developing a working relationship. We think that'll be beneficial for each other. Paul's been on the show. Some call him LeBron. And they have a lot of ideas to help you protect your retirement savings, 401ks. There's lots of options out there in today's world, and it can save you a lot of money, protect your money, especially if you're older. He's going to be talking about that. I'm actually working with some behind-the-scenes stuff we'll develop for later, but it is a mutual agreement, and we've already started airing some 1-minute videos that a fellow in their organization does, and it has Paul's contact info here in the Chattanooga general region, and they can help you out. So you'll be seeing those, and eventually, and very, very soon, he will be on the air with us, and we will begin a rotation of commercials for Ascend, and looking forward to that. I like the videos. I've got 6 so far. They're perfect 1-minute videos, and I like that. Just for kicks and giggles, today, I was working with sorry, that's my phone. But I was, we have added a couple to the repertoire. They're very small, but we'll be doing news and short videos there. We're on Flipboard now. Flipboard, if you've not heard of that, they flip news and stuff. And we hope to be a part of that news flipping that's going on because we definitely cover news. And then Roll, just called Roll. It's another platform, short videos again. And it's perfect for these smaller videos that we put out, 30 seconds, a minute or less, and Roll, it's 30 seconds or less. And there's a lot you can do in 30 seconds. We actually have a couple things up to that. You're going to be hearing a lot very, very soon. We're on the ground floor of a new platform, which is links up very well with Rumble. Remember, Rumble is really the home base for us now because of those protections. We love Rumble. We're in their creator program, and we love them. And they're just awesome folks. But there's a new companion. We're already approved, and we already got our blue check mark pickaxe. And this works a little bit different, but we'll actually be able to post things over Rumble. You just post the videos. Here you can actually post things, but you can set, if somebody wants to be a supporter of yours, you can set that in the beginning. Anyway, they've got a lot of ideas. They're not even out yet. It's almost ready. And we're on that one, and a lot of creators get on board. And we first heard about them in the Rumble ads, of which you've heard us do those. And I did a pickaxe ad one night. And when I did that ad, I was already linked up with the company. I'd seen the ad coming, and I went ahead to do that. The only reason I mention that is because it'd be another option, and it works so well with the Rumble. At least that's the plan. We believe it. because we are there. We have a presence. If you go to the web, they're out there. The app is not ready yet, so there are some limitations. Much more becoming creators. If you're listening, go get on Pickaxe. You can get in now. It's not a hard process. They're not here trying to keep you out. They're actually here to help you. But they say it'll be a little more difficult to get in later. That's one of those benefits of being a charter member, I guess. We just say those things to say, hey, we want to tell you what's going on. Get you Southern Fried Coffees. I'm drinking the house blend tonight in my Army mug, and it is very good. And I love the blends. Love what they're doing with those, and we're excited to be a part of that in our Shopify shop. And we're just a matter of time. There's a lot more things we want to put up into our Threadless shop, and we have a Printful shop, which is pitiful right now because we don't have much there. But as soon as time, that precious word time, Rolling Stone sung about time on my side. Sometimes it works against you, but it's the same amount of time. It seems like it speeds up, slows down, but time is what we have, and we must use it wisely. But sometimes it seems like there's not enough about that. What are we venting about tonight? Well, we don't vent until 9 o'clock, so I don't know yet. I suspect, though, my topic for this first hour is going to bring vents towards me or the subject matter. Maybe not me. I'm not saying to do it. I thought it'd be interesting. Let's throw a curveball out there. So it'll be about whatever the vent is actually yours. I will have a vent or two. And related to a couple things I just recently discovered, and I could be wrong. Many times I am, and I'm big enough to admit it. But I do throw a lot of things out for sake of discussion. And sometimes I generally want to know. Sometimes they're just for discussion. And I like the. I don't like to argue. I like the debate. I like a good, clean, honest debate. That's healthy. It's good to debate. If you've ever been on a debate club in school, those are fun things. If you can handle it. Some people can't handle debating. They get mad. I think it's a blast. You get on both sides of an issue, even on the side that you are not for, and you debate that. That's how you really learn about an issue on all sides. And I've done debates in church. I was in a debate class at a college, Christian college, a church ran Christian college, which is the best to me. And we debated. It was a debate class, and we debated issues. We debated everything from Noah's Ark to there's really tons of stuff. We had to keep it narrowed because we only had so many weeks. But I remember that was a fun one. But I've been in work debate classes where we debated gun control, abortion. It was fun. How is Miss Lynn and Miss Elizabeth? Miss Lynn is okay. She did fall again, not hard. She was out with the son for his birthday and the granddaughter. He wasn't looking that way. He was looking a different way, and she fell coming out of Golden Corral, or was still inside, but coming out. She didn't seem no worse for wear, but I said she had her walker. I don't know. I don't know. Miss Elizabeth's fine. I enjoyed her show. Arguing, I don't remember arguing. Yeah, Miss Jen, she fell. What was the arguing, Barry? I don't remember. I try to stay away from it. But sometimes I feed it. Sometimes I run right into it. Oh, I don't know. I don't remember it. You expect me to remember the last show? Last show was this morning. My mama said. I don't remember it. I honestly don't remember it. Are you talking about this morning show? Do we have a show this morning? Yeah, we had a show this morning. In the morning, be Patriot Morning Show, which is kind of a combination of. I do the Cornbread Man Morning Show on Tuesdays. I try to do them on Podbean every day. We're actually streaming live into Podbean tonight, which feeds the MP3. So nobody in there at present, but hello to Podbean. and it's a great platform, and we advertise for them. So we pay for that, and we are also an affiliate with Podbean. It's great. And actually, what's really funny is in the original, I had two ideas when Robert called out. I was actually had been thinking for some time, although I'd gotten away from it. I just kind of settled in to not do anything at the moment. I was considering doing a YouTube channel. I changed my mind and there's fixing to be a show come out. It was going to be the title of the show, Bibles and Battlefields. That's going to be my history show. Just got to put some things together first. But anyway, I decided against it because YouTubers were attacking each other, and I didn't want to be in the middle of the crowd. And I enjoyed watching all the shows I watched. I watched a lot of it, especially on security, just getting through a night. I listened to them. But then I had discovered Podbean through a ministry. Somehow I heard about this ministry. They were on Podbean, and the more I listened, the more I got the urge to do it. But on MP3, I wasn't planning on going video, not having a face for radio as I do. And so I just kind of let that go, but I didn't do anything with it. But later on, when he suggested it, I was like, well, okay, we could do that. We can do that. So it was, it was. I said, let's try, and so here we are, over a year later, and wow. I don't even think I even got into that, Barry. I think there was some discussion going on. I think I wasn't even involved in that. I think I ignored it. I do that sometimes. I see something coming, I'm like, I'm out. I'll start communicating with another channel or something, or I try to stay away from some things. I have an opinion like anybody else, but I didn't really feel like going down that road. Really, and I know we have, and I've talked to all about this, and it's a catch-22. And I'll say this: then I'm going to go into the topic and have fun until 9, and we're going to vent about it. I'm sure we will. When we started a podcast, we had a standing rule: no politics. We had decided we didn't want to get involved. And I've covered this before, this part here, and somebody asked us our opinion. So really, I developed the SFP News Desk was a place to not even really discuss politics, but to report on it. And I was going to give opinion pieces about it. And we did that for weeks, even a few months. At some point, somehow around the election or whatever, I guess it was, leading up to the election, it became a topic of discussion in a lot of shows. And I think there is, as I said, it's a catch-22. In some ways, I really enjoy that. In other ways, can I be honest with you? I hate it. I've been on other podcasts where they debate it, and I enjoy that, and I do, but it always leads to somebody getting mad. And what I said is really, if we're going to, it was really supposed to be on that one show. And then I developed the MAGA report because I said, well, I need some way to talk about it 5 days a week. And the MAGA Minute was a way to get a little news bites out there because I felt like Sunday was too restricting, too much going on. So I developed that. So somehow or another, we started doing that. What I said is the morning show. I've said this recently. The morning show was always intended to be funny. But here we went again because people bring it up. And, we're not going to ignore them if they bring it up. But generally in the mornings, if it's a big story, we're going to cover it. But to debate it really in the morning show, that's not really the place we want to do that. We would do it in a night show. And really, if you think about it, the only show, well, you could say Front Porch because Front Porch is open to any topic. So it could go there, and I'm okay with that. Humpday Views was supposed to be crazy news, which I'm going to bring you some here in a minute. You might not think it's crazy. You might not like it, but Monday night was Mama Said. That was really never supposed to be politics on there. I know things change, but Mama Said was always supposed to be, and I get it, and that's what I don't want. Mama Said was always supposed to be, Mama Said was really always supposed to be about, Mama, what Mama says. And our discussions about that and our close relationship to our moms in the South and wherever. And we do that. We do that mostly, but it has at times gotten into that. But it's really meant to be a fun show. And I think mostly we do that. We pull it off. But occasionally, things get out there and get, and you grab hold of it. Uh, so, and we don't do it on, I mean, we talk about it for jacklegs and stuff, but even during Cornbread Nation, that's really not what we do it. So, um, you got to cover the news at times, and we do, but it's got to have, you got to put limitations on it. I mean, you can't please everybody, and somebody's wants to talk about it, others don't. But I've had feedback, and I think the feedback is, you got to take that feedback, and you got to, and it was good feedback, but it was, and I said that we got to watch it. We got to limit this down a little bit, and we have. If you've noticed, we have. I mean, it's getting back to more fun. The problem is what I do, and I've stopped actually during the podcast. I don't look at any news. I unless it's a breaking story. I sort of memorize 2 or 3 things that maybe I just want to touch on real quick, like flooding or whatever. It's news. It's not politics. Or if it's, hey, this week the president's going to meet with Putin in Alaska. That's okay. You can mention that. But to get into a deep dogfight about it, that's not what we want to do. And changes, we're making changes now because really we're just big cut-ups. We are really big cut-ups, and that's where we're at our best. But we do want to cover those things. They're important to us, just like they are anybody. And we want to hear everybody's opinion about it. So it's not, I'm not saying we're not going to do it because we are, but we're going to try to frame that where it's in the best spots to do that and then not let it dominate. There may be it's like any show. You could have a spot where it is that, and then you move on to something else. And I think that's kind of where I'm at with that. And I think me and Rob agree with it. And I don't want to speak for him. I mean, and he's not feeling good tonight. I don't know if he's watching or not. And it's really, I looked back here recently and I talked to him about it. I think we've made a mistake here, man. And we just you just get caught up into stuff. You're passionate about stuff. We're passionate about stuff. But what's funny is that me and Rob, for all the 30 plus years that we have known each other, which is true, we work together. There's times we weren't in contact. There's times we was in a lot of contact. I don't remember me and Rob ever really talking politics together until the show, to be honest. We've always talked about everything else. And but the podcast is there and it's a platform, and so you got to do that. And I don't mind doing it. But you got to put it in a box. You got to put it in a box, know when to open it, know when to close it. And I think that's where we're at. We're just trying to work on that. And our shows, we're protective of our shows and defending those shows. And I want to be cognizant of that and protect those shows and make them fun. And I just can tell you that there's been feedback. We've had people turn off the show because they didn't like the topic. Again, you can't please everybody. If they're going to do that, they do it, and that's fine. Everything's not for everybody. And our shows are very diverse. I think we're among the most diverse in all of podcasting. And I'm not saying that with a condescending tone or bragging. I just think that we offer so many different things. There's bound to be something you'll like. If you hate all of it, that's fine. But we are not just one thing. And so there are podcasts, that's all they do. And that's great. That's their bread and butter, and that's what they want to do. And they're good at it. And they'll do 2 and 3 hours of it. And we've got friends that do that. But I just want more. The puppets will touch on stuff, but they're meant to be funny. And I've got to get back. They deserve a show. It's been 3 weeks. We got to get the show done for them and expand the puppets. I mean, that's but there's been things we've been working on, like Cornbread Nation Radio and stuff. So there's a reframing a little bit that I'm doing with some of the stuff I'm doing that I do, the shows I do. And again, SFP News is a spot for news. We'll talk about that. The MAGA report, which may or may not change names. I'm still trying to do those as often as I can through the week. those are because I really want to drive the news part of the podcast. That's the only reason. The SFP news. I want to get us credentialed eventually, and I need I just want to something I want to do so that we can get credentialed and if we want to show up at something, we've got some press passes and stuff. I think there's a path to it. I really do, but who knows? I may be wrong. But you know what? We've reached hard. Me and Rob both. We have reached hard. We're not afraid to reach out and reach for what we want. We don't always get it the first try, but we won't give up, and we'll come back to it. And over time, we will. We're dedicated to getting it. So, but I'll be honest with you. I don't think mine and Rob's strength is when we're talking politics. I don't think that's our strength. And again, I'm not speaking for him. I'm speaking from my heart. I don't think that's a strength for us. I think we can do it. I'm not saying we can't do it. I don't think it's good for me and him. It's just not something it's almost like, it's like, you ever get fired, you get really, let's say, I don't know, you could be at work and you get really stressed out about something. It's not good for you physically. It puts you in a bad mood. I prefer to laugh and cut up and go on. And we say one of our taglines for the show is from the serious to the silly and all things in between. So we will touch on those topics, but we were never meant to drive into those and stay in them every show. So well, on some things we are, Broski. It's a fair point. And again, I want, I'm not saying that, not even putting that up. Yeah. Thank you, Steve. He's here to subsidize the silly, and I love that, and he does an excellent job at it. But there has been, I think that we've discovered that we're not lockstep. We're really not, and it's okay. It's okay. We're human beings. Yeah, I'm not even. I like it. It absolutely cracks me up that you put that in there, but I'm not putting it on the screen. Absolutely. Well, before we run out of time, and I just wanted to ease into the show, and I said this morning I was going to. Now, you cat lovers, don't hate on me. That's true, Celtic Blacksmith. That is the truest statement I was ever heard. That was so funny, man. It was 2 weeks, man. If I even brought that up, man, and if I didn't bring it up, he was bringing it up. But you cat lovers, don't hate on me. I don't hate cats, but I did think it was funny. 10 reasons why it's okay for Christians to hate cats. And so, hate's a strong word, I know, but it gets your attention. And I don't hate cats. I don't. And I'm going to be brief, Celtic. You still get your workout in, but and you can disagree. Feel free to put it in the chat. And I probably don't have every screen facing me. I hope I've got several in Instagram. And hello, Bess. And I'm flipping back between Podbean and Instagram. Let me get the Instagram up. Well, number one, and somebody could debate it, but number one reason is there are no cats in the Bible. Name a cat in the Bible, a kitty cat. Name a cat. The word dog is mentioned. Cat, not mentioned. So it's okay. It's not mentioned in the Bible. So we wouldn't be saying anything against the Bible if we said we hate cats. True? Oh, broski. That's funny. Well, a little 70s slang there. Okay. But there are no cats in the Bible. You can disagree with that if you want. Ignore me. I've had a lot of sugar today. Number two, if you still want to comment on number one, you can. Oh, Broski Bear, he's going to throw it out there. Cats are linked with pagan religions. There you go. I knew this was going to be good. All right, number 2. This is really like a bad dad joke, but number 2, cats are politically unsound. Cats are politically unsound. 2 words for you, Chairman Meow. So basically, number 2 is that they're communism. Brusky says, Brusky is just lighting it up tonight. Oh my gosh. I'm not putting that up. So cats are politically unsound. They're, some think, oh, thank you, Miss Jen. Somebody's got to put a muffler or muffle something over his mouth or hold his hands where he can't talk. Oh my gosh, broski. So cats are politically unsound. So the first 2, there are no cats in the Bible. Cats are politically unsound. So it's okay for Christians to hate. I don't know about broski. What the heck? I don't understand that one. I mean, they clean themselves. So anyway, number 3, they actually seriously drive you insane. Now, this is what this article says. Cats carry a parasite in their poop that can drive you insane. It's called toxoplasma gondii. Or I don't know if it does or not. It says rats infected with it stop being scared of cats. At least one scientist says it's responsible for more deaths than malaria. So have you ever heard that? I've never heard that. So Jenna says, yes, they do. Okay. Uh-oh. What are you doing, broski? Well, I mean, they clean themselves, though, broski. I mean, and those things are, I mean, dogs can be pretty dirty, you know. I don't know. They seriously drive you insane. So do you believe that, Jen, that they can call you insane? Barry says God created cats for a reason, so a lack of cats may have caused the Black Flag. Ah, interesting concept. Number 4, and I think Rob would agree, it's simply the hair. Everywhere. Walk into the house of a cat owner, and approximately 7 seconds later, you are covered in enough cat hair to knit your very own cat. Cat hair is like glitter. It covers everything, gets everywhere, and it never goes away. Sit on a sofa where a cat has lain, and you might as well get down on all fours, climb up on a stranger's lap, and put your bum in his face because you are basically 80% cat in total weight and DNA. Yes, so there are some things that we can agree with here, even as Barry says they also ignore you. And that's kind of what is going on with number 5 here, Barry. It says they are much, much less lovable than dogs. Let's see here. Cat owners often talk about cats' disdain for their owners as if it's a good thing. The cat makes it very clear he doesn't need me at all. That I'm not an owner, I'm the staff. And he said, you realize, he says another one tried to kill me in my sleep. Says, you realize if you were talking about a human like that, your friends would be staging an intervention for you and preparing to change your locks. Animals may or may not have souls, but cats definitely have original sin. Oh. Well, if you keep them cleaned out, I guess they don't smell. Those modern ones are pretty. I mean, I don't have cats, but I think they do pretty good. Look at long hairs laying on my furniture. I'll forgive this transgression. Please continue. Not all of them. Demo cat. Genesis. So Celtic Blacksmith. Yes, dog love is superior to cat indifference. And Jenna says, mine don't. Mine don't. That's because you've trained them, Jenna. You're a great owner. It goes on to say, number 6, cats deliberately target people that don't like them. Don't want a cat on your lap? Here, have 2. Wearing a nice new suit and don't want to have to dry clean or burn it? How about a little bit of this rubbing up against your trouser leg as if it's unintentional, so that if you complain to the owner, it looks like you're unreasonable? Don't even want to touch a cat? Cat tsunami. Cats are basically those embarrassing street preachers with megaphones or creepy guys in bars who don't care if you're interested or not. Well, that may be, broski. I don't know. Celtic Blast, which is every sane person and crazy wackadoodle. Oh, my goodness. Are you talking about Miss Jen like that? Miss Jen says, yes, they do. If you don't like them, they will come to you. So that was 6 of the 10. Oh, I know, Steve. I know you are. It's your specialty, stirring the pot. All right, now this might want to be offensive to cat owners. Number 7 is way, this is in capital letters, way too many people like cats. Way too many people like cats. The cult-like love of cats that dominates Western culture means that even voicing a slight aversion to the narcoleptic bird bothers can land you in deep social water. Pick a group of people with open minds and tolerant natures. People who are open to your love of the accordion. Folks who love John Popper but think you're reading Rob Bell is just fine. Pretty much any group of liberal-minded, sweet-natured people. Tell them you don't like cats, and they will shun you like you have just expressed a grudging admiration for Fred and Rose West, express a stronger dislike for their furry friends, and they will actually attack you with scratching posts. Broski, man, you are laying it down tonight, dude. Wow. I know you do, Miss Jen. Thanks for playing along. I know you love your cats. Love my cats. 6 cats here. Barry says the parasite makes mice calm around the cat so they can eat the mice, but it can affect pregnant women. Well, how do the women get it? Just being around them? Like they can catch it? What the heck? Dogs have a similar parasite called leptospirosis, which causes Wine syndrome in humans, so it's just as bad. What is the wine? Or is that misspelled? And he goes on to say leptospirosis is transferred through dogs' urine, toxic plasma, much the same way in cats. Okay, I get it. I'm not saying nothing, dude. You are on this boat. You are on the USS Minnow all by yourself, dude. You are flying the broski flag as you're flying across the lagoon, and I'm just sitting here watching it. And Jenna says if you're pregnant, you're not supposed to clean literally the boxes, so the litter boxes. Okay, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Yeah, litter boxes. Well, Rob looks like he's pregnant. Maybe he shouldn't clean him. I didn't say that. I didn't say it. You are to not, dude. You are to not. Now I gotta agree with number 8. I gotta agree with number 8 because and Broski's gonna love this one because he's really been jumping all over it. They poop in boxes in the living room in front of people. We're allowed to do that? No. Are we allowed to do that? No. Am I allowed to lick my skin and hair instead of washing? Also, no. It's double standards, and I'm not having it. Just sit right back and hear a tale of a fateful trip that started from this tropic port aboard the tiny ship. I love it. Well, I hope so. I like the hat. I think it either people like it or they hate it, and so that's why I wear it. Actually, it feels good on my head, and I sometimes ball caps bother me. I love them, but sometimes it's nice to switch up in the studio. And I just like it. I got it really cheap, man. I bet I didn't give $3 for this hat, and I didn't like the thing that went around. It was always aggro at me, so I just threw it off and I just wear the hat. So Barry says I can't defend the cats. Their hair is everywhere. Broski, man. Unless you get a hairless cat like a Sphinx or a Peter Ball. If I had $1 for every time I got arrested trying to cat clean. Oh my God. I think you just did what you did to Robert on me, man. I'm like, what the heck am I reading here? You suckered me in, man. What the heck am I reading? But then you're stuck with a sickly looking mutant cat. Oh my God. It's hilarious. 2 more. Number 9, I'm allergic. And there are a lot of people allergic to cats. I think, right? Is there not? I mean, people that are allergic? Or it makes them sneeze more. I don't know. Maybe they just use that as an excuse and they've already got problems. But is there such a thing that there are some people allergic to cats? I've heard that. I don't know if it's true. But I will say this, people either love them or they hate them. I mean, when you talk to people, there's no in between. People, they don't even like mince words with it. I mean, Broski's pretty clear tonight where he's. I will put that down 1 for cat hater, Broski. I think Steve is a solid number 2. He's not in front of Broski. Broski has really laid it down tonight. I mean, so there's flames coming off of his chats, smoke, lightning. But Steve's been pretty clear in a funny kind of way that he's not a cat lover. Rob would be a 1 for yes. Jen would be a 1 for yes. Loves cats. I think that Elizabeth likes cats. I don't remember, but we'll kind of put her in that category. I used to have cats when I was young, a kid, but I hadn't had cats in years. So I'm going to say no because I don't like their unpredictability and the way they, they'll bite your feet and all that. I would never have another one myself. I don't like it. So, let's see here. Landmine. I too have such allergies. Yes, they are, but take allergy meds. Barry says, I would argue that if a cat approaches you knowing you don't like it means it is a very friendly cat. Well, animals kind of sense things and they do want to win you over. Dogs will do that. Now, the little dog we got, he never tried to win me over. Never, ever. I've tried. It just. Broski says, I like dogs, but I don't want to tell them they belong outside. Cats, just no, never, nowhere. Keep them away. Wild cats like jaguars are cool, but they aren't pets. Just saying. True. You got to make a little landmine emoji and put it in your custom Rumble emojis. Yeah, I should do that, dude. Yeah. I should do that. That's a good idea. So the allergic part. And number 10, they're not kittens. Kittens, I think we all agree, are amazing cuteness, rivaling baby sloths and lemurs, and vastly outstripping that of baby humans. Without most of the horrors of catdom, they are fun, sweet, beautiful, warm, and has been astutely observed by many before me, fluffy. So, kittens are fun to watch. They play. They're constantly playing and flipping and flopping. Now, wait, you can't have it both ways. Either people hate cats or they like them. Cats don't. Dogs don't belong outside. They belong on the couch, at the foot of the bed, in the pool, or on the trampoline. They belong with their humans. And that's what dog owners would say. Yes, my granddaughter sleeps with her dog every single night. And if I even go near that room, I hear a growl. She's a protector. She ain't that big, but, that big. I mean, but she's a protector of the granddaughter. So that's pretty cool. Well, broski, I'm just going to put that up because, I mean, that's some straight talk right there. By the way, I know it's bad what these people do for jokes and stuff for clicks and videos, but I saw one today that I had to laugh at. And it's some dude, I don't even think he's old, but he's dressed up as an old man. And he goes up to outdoor places and stuff, around restaurants and stuff, and he just lets the flatulence go. And let me tell you, it's one of the funniest videos I've seen in forever because of people's reactions from anger, mad, sick, laughing, shock. It's everything, but none of them said a word because they look and it's an old man, which I really don't think it's an old man. I think it's somebody younger dressed up to be old. But and I knew right away when I saw that video what my wife's reaction would be. She would laugh. My wife just has a great sense of humor, and she loves to laugh. And yeah, it almost seems like Kelty. It almost seems like Broski's been emotionally scarred by an animal or something. It's like he doesn't have any really good things to say about animals. I mean, he likes dogs, but he don't want the dog inside. It's like Rob keeping the. He just don't want dirty animals, and Broski needs a hug. Broski, we love you. But send your donations to the Animal Rescue Alliance so that Chuck can still sleep in the bedroom. I sent $5. When was that? Monday night or this morning? Anyway, I think it was Monday night. And they got it, and so that continued through this week, and it helps the Animal Rescue Alliance in Donaldsonville, Georgia, and Barry says Casper. What is that? Casper, the same frequency as a diesel engine, 28 cycles per second. This has a calming effect on humans. Well, I like listening to diesels. Well, I appreciate that. That's why you clean the dog, hose it off in the shower, shampoo it, and rinse it off, and close the curtain till it shakes. By the way, Kelty, do you have a dog? I don't know if you've ever said if you have a dog. I mean, you seem like you love dogs, and you would agree that dog belongs in the house, but do you have a dog? But I bet you grew up with dogs. I bet when you were a kid, you had dogs. Miss Jen, did you have dogs and cats when you were growing up, or just cats? Curious minds want to know. Cats have 3 outlets, and white dogs have a layer of cells in the back of their eyes called Cape Town that helps them see better at night. Okay. Means they can look at you all kind of crazy. Cat can't expect the dog to clean itself. If it ain't going to fix you dinner, it ain't doing your taxes. Mom and dad had a toy poodle when they adopted me. Oh, well, that's cool. No, I don't have dogs. I got to wait for my neighbor's dog to go because she's aggressive with other dogs. Plus, I don't want to leave a dog at home alone for 10 plus hours a day. It feels mean. I get it. Well, and I thought about that when I asked that. Like, well, if he does, it's probably because he works a lot and then he's in the shop a lot. That'd be cool though if you had a dog in the shop while you're making stuff. That would people would tune in just to see the dog. I mean, people love animals, and they would tune in just to see that. Now we're not going to have a real one, but we are going to have our groundhog this year, who is Chuck, Groundhog Chuck from Colquitt. I'm going to say Colquitt every time I can, drive Rob crazy. but people tune in just to watch birds in their nest on a live webcam, or a kitten's playing or whatever it is. People will do that. And so he says cats are supposed to be able to see into the spirit world. That's why when they run into your room and hide under the bed, there's a demon or something in the other room. I believe they see it in the spirit world. The ones that are doing, I'm going to leave that alone. It's really going to, I'm going to get in trouble. I'm not going to get in trouble. Yeah, that's really the only reason. I used to have a shop dog. My buddy let me sit up in his shop when I was living with my parents, and his dog Maggie used to curl up underneath my forge in the fall. Okay, cool. I'll fall asleep. Well, that's cool. I just think it'd be cool, I mean, I just think it would be cool to have. I mean, just like you're over here banging on metal or whatever, and you might not be speaking right at that moment. Next, the dog might be doing something, and people are like, hey, look at the dog. That's so cool. I guarantee you, people would come into your stream and top into the chat things to say to the dog. I guarantee you. Yes, Barry, there is that. Oh, he went on to say, what did you said? If a cat runs in the room and hides, Kelta said that the bed, that means there's a demon under the bed who ran in to hide from the light devil. I was thinking of Chucky. I mean, did the cat run in there to hide behind Chucky? I mean, I would say what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Are you? I know, Jen. I knew this was going to be gold tonight. I knew it. Because there's no in between. People love them or they hate them. That's just facts. They don't like them. I've had people tell me. I had a friend of mine. Well, we used to be friends. He says I let him down as a friend. Okay, I get it. And I don't know where forgiveness. I don't know, man. I was hoping for forgiveness. I don't guess I get it, but I love him. If he ever hears this, I love you, man. I do. Sorry, man. I felt like I let you down. I'm not perfect, man. But anyway, he was doing some work for me, and we didn't know it. But there's a guy that my aunt was dating at one time, and he threw a couple of car parts under my house, and one of them was an old seat. We didn't know it, but anyway, he was doing some work for me, running electrical wire or something. He climbed under the house. He come out. He looked like he saw a ghost, and he said, I said, what's wrong, man? He goes, man, you better be glad I like you. I said, what? He said, man, I was crawling in under these pots and everything. He said, and I came up, and the first thing I see, there's that old seat down there, and under there. He said that guy threw under there. And he said it was the skeleton of a cat. It had died. he said, if I didn't love you, man, I would have came back out. I mean, he looked like, and this guy would walk into a fire to fight somebody. But that right there got him bad. Steve needs a forge cat. I drop it. I know, right, Jen? Golly, there's some rough talk tonight about these cats, man. I mean, come on. I see you liked my picture I put up today. All the cats cheering that Chuck was victorious. Even Rob liked that. I thought that was cute. Yes, I do remember you, Miss Beth. Sorry, I was looking down at these flying chats that are coming through. I do remember you. You helped us with some Twitch um, logos and stuff. You know, gave us a good deal, and you did some nice work, and we appreciate you. Bless your heart. Uh oh. Hurt my feelings, Steve. Not feelings, feeling. Is that worse or better? Is it like one feeling, or is it like all of them and just rolled into feeling, or is it like you hurt my feelings a little bit? Steve, she has. I mean, you're like the bat signal up in the air, man. Batman signal. When you're around, man, and the fact that you've hurt her feeling, that yes, one, just one, Steve. Well, you know, I got a feeling Steve has hurt some female feelings over the years with either intentionality or by accident, just because he's Steve. And so the fact that he only hurt one, he can make up for because he's still Steve. He's like this awesome dude and everything. Um, oh Lord, what is? So you don't have a dog. You just like standing up for them. Reminds me of Rob standing up for the WNBA, even though he doesn't. The only reason he stood up for the WNBA was to give you a hard time. He's probably never watched any of the WNBA. I love this. We're going to take a break in a minute, get to the Southern Fried Vent, and you should have plenty to vent about. This is true of cats and dogs. People buy a cat or a kitten thinking you're just going to stay small forever. The same with a dog. If you buy a puppy, it's going to grow. Yeah, they don't think about how big some of them breeds get. They buy a little puppy and they think, oh, he's so cute. Next thing they know, they got a 60, 70, 80-pound dog. You have to be aware of what you're getting into when you get it. Absolutely. Celtic Blacksmith. I love dogs because dogs are incredible, lovable, awesome animals. This sounds like an ad for the what was that old show? Oh man, Kingdom, whatever. Back, I mean, I'm old, so you think about that show. It reminds me of one of those things. Or the dude that died, you know, was always in the wild. Steve, yeah, the other Steve. See, Steve to Steve, you know. If you're not prepared to care for an animal, don't get one. Amen to that. We got a big problem with that up here. Dude, I want a horse dog. Are you kidding me? That's the goal, not a down. Give me an Irish Wolfhound over a Chihuahua any day. Now, Chihuahuas, so you dog lovers don't get mad. Chihuahuas are kind of cray-cray like cats. I know because we got one. That dog has got all kind of. It was emotionally damaged as a puppy, but my gosh, we've had the dog for like almost 2 years, or right at 2 years. It tolerates me. It doesn't snap at me or anything. Well, it will a little bit if I'm coming to her room because it's protecting her, but it's never tried to bite me or anything. But it is aggressive. But it is crazy. It'll do the craziest things. Chihuahuas are cats incognito. They're cats wearing dog suits. I agree with you, man. They're crazy, man. When I was a kid, we went to Florida and visited family, and they had two Chihuahuas. One of them was blind. Now, dude, think of an old, not feeling good Chihuahua who's blind. It had, you know, it was just attacking the air to get at anybody that came in the door, and it would bite your ankles. And I say, it's biting me. They said, oh no, it don't bite. It's old. It's sick. It's just saying, it's just checking you out. I'm thinking, checking me out. It's sinking teeth into my ankles. I was about 11 years old. I was not happy. Broski says, I like dogs as well, just not in the house. To be clear, do you want a dog? He said he did. That's why they're always shaking, got them big bulging eyes. They're nervous. Their cover will be blown. No, I don't own a dog, not right now. Anyway, hey, Dean Potts. Dean Potts is Dean Potts. Is Dean Potts a cat fan? I'm going to say no. We'll see. We'll see what Dean says. Miss Jenna says, my aunt had the sweetest chihuahua, but then my other aunt had the craziest chihuahua and it hated my dad. He seems to. That's what. Wait a minute. Miss Jenna's a cat owner. What you got to watch there? Are you saying only insane people own cats? I mean, come on. All right, we got to take a break. We got to wrap up the Hump Day views and get on to the Southern Fried vent because we got lots to vent about. And I stretched a little further. You can keep the conversation going in the vent, but I do need to take a break. I will be dropping some of these channels that you're on. You can find us on through the Rumble channels. We're streaming live through Facebook, Twitch. What else do I have over here? I don't even remember. Locals. It's mainly a Rumble feed, though. I'm not going to drop those that Rumble's feeding from. So if you got to get over, if you're on Rumble, you're fine. If you're on Rumble, you're fine. But if you're not on Rumble, make sure you get there or join the Facebook that's up. Do that during the break. Thanks, Steve. If you got to go, I get it, man. If you want to hang around, it's good. If you want to go work out, keep those muscles buff, you know, we appreciate you, man. Definitely, you guys get a Rumble channel, Rumbling, get a Rumble channel, and give Steve the Half Pine Forge, Celtic Blacksmith, and the Half Pine Forge Live a follow. He's a funny dude. He's an all right guy, right down to the ground. We like having fun time with him, and he reciprocates. And we're honored to have him join us at times because he's a very busy dude. Is it okay to call you dude? I think it is. I mean that with all sincerity. The Celtic Blacksmith dude. He's all right. You guys, Broski, you're all right too. You're a good dude. You're a crazy dude sometimes, but you're all right, man. I appreciate you being here. Again, I'm going to take a break, and I'm going to drop some things except down for Rumble and what Rumble is streaming from. You've been warned. It's what we do on Wednesday night. It's the only time we do that. And so let me get some music or commercial dialed up, and then we'll come back in with a Southern Fried vent song. Change the background, da-da-da. And here is the videos. Let's see here. We won't do a real long one. Let's go right here. Be back. And that was not the one I wanted. See, Rob's moved stuff around here. I'm going to have to give him a hard time. Where's the one I wanted? We'll just go down. Hey, Southern Fried Podcast fans. This is Dave the AM for the Southern Fried Podcast. We want to advertise for W, who's got some special things going on. So are you tired of those energy drinks that you drink and they give you the jitters and the crashes that come from the typical drink? Look no further than W Energy Drink. It's a revolutionary new beverage that will keep you energized without any of those downsides. For a limited time, folks, W is offering an incredible 30% off on everything they sell. That's right. You can stock up on your favorite flavors and save big while enjoying the smooth, sustained energy that only W can provide. I'm a customer member, and I can testify to this. I love this drink. No shakes, no crashes. And if it can help my mental acuity, I'm happy too. Awesome. They have a unique formula that provides you a perfect balance of focus and vitality without any of those unpleasant side effects that we don't want. No more of those shaking hands, crashing you in the middle of the day. Just pure, clean energy to help you tackle any challenge that comes your way. But don't wait too long. This 30% offer won't last forever. Go on over to W's website now and start shopping. Remember to smash that promo code Southern Fried into the area where they ask you to put that in there, and it'll help us as well. You're still going to get the 30%, but it'll let them know that you are supporting us, and so we appreciate it today. So try W Energy Drink and experience the difference for yourself. Your body and mind will thank you for making the switch to the energy drink that truly delivers on its promises. Don't miss out on this fantastic opportunity to save big and upgrade your energy game with W. Don't forget, use that promo code Southern Fried.
Hey man, I just want to tell you about this new country show where everybody gets to vent their frustrations about whatever's got them down. Here's how it goes. It's a Southern Fried Vent Show where everybody can vent out their frustrations. Come on down if you got something to get off your chest. It's a Southern Fried Vent Show where everybody can vent out their frustrations. And if you're not satisfied, then don't come back. This woman told me the other day that her boyfriend didn't text her back. She was mad about it. And I said, you know what? You need to go on the Southern Fried Vent Show. You can talk about it all you want. Here's what you need to do. You need to get on the Southern Fried Vent Show where everybody can vent out their frustrations. Come on down if you got something to get off your chest. It's a Southern Fried Vent Show where everybody can vent out their frustrations. And if you're not satisfied, then don't come back. I said it's just like this man told me the other day, that his neighbor had been looking at him funny and it was bothering him. I said, you know what? You need to go on the Southern Fried Vent Show. You can talk about it all you want. Here's what you need to do. You need to get on the Southern Fried Vent Show where everybody can vent out their frustrations. Come on down if you got something to get off your chest. It's a Southern Fried Vent Show where everybody can vent out their frustrations. And if you're not satisfied, then don't come back.
Yeah, let me get the Podbean song down. Podbean is still with us. We didn't cancel the Podbean either. Be out going out MP3, but we're mostly Rumble. We do a stream out from Rumble, and we're going out to 3 or 4 different channels. So we didn't drop them, but we dropped everything else. So the whole idea is to get you to go to Rumble. We're believers in Rumble. We're in the Rumble Creator Program. We're basing more and more out of Rumble. We're moving things up into Rumble. There may come a day we drop the StreamYard, save some money, and just use Rumble. We're taking things slow, methodical. We want to see what works best for us, and for the business aspect of it. So there is cost, and there is a business aspect to that. Well, it's a Southern Fried Vent. Let us definitely hear your vents tonight. And Dean, for the record, says he is an animal lover. He just loves animals. So dog and cat, and all animals. He loves them. Barry says Maxine Waters is a dog lover. Okay. Well, isn't it amazing? Dogs, cats not as much. I mean, they're not. Excuse me. Dogs are universal in that their owners come from all different backgrounds. They could be cray owners, but they got a great dog, And we'll have to have a dog discussion one night, and we'll have a positive cat discussion too. I promise. I just having some fun tonight. I thought it'd be good leading into the event. But we'll do a positive. We'll do an animal show. I need to get Miss Jen to. She has so much to share. I hope I get her to be a part of it. That would be a great show. Maybe we get a little panel up, Dean and Jen and a couple others, and we just have a panel discussion about animals, dogs and cats, and a helpful show. A helpful show. I mean, we can have some fun, but it'd be a helpful show. But we'll do one about crazy dogs too. There's some crazy breeds of dog. I'm sorry, I'll say it. I mean it. All right, vent time. What is your vents tonight? Well, I want to vent about this, and again, if somebody hears it and they disagree, that's fine. It's my platform, my dime, And I maybe don't have enough information. That's fine too. With the flooding that went on in our area, and this is, something that happens, people going to, these natural disasters. It's not something you can predict. And I get it that when you own your own home and stuff, you need to have insurance, and the insurance that'll have you a place to stay for extended period of time, whatever. And people don't do that sometimes for cost. I get it. But we have all these government programs, and listen, I know we think there's some good things going on right now, and there is, but by and large, none of us really have ever trusted, at least not for a long time, our government. And government gets its clutches into you, and you are theirs. For instance, and I get it. You have to have standards. I get it, but government housing it's good housing, for what I've seen. Sometimes they'll let a complex run down, but it's decent housing. But there's a lot of rules that go with that. You lose a lot of freedoms that you can't have if you own your own home. And I'm not going to talk about the ones, who you can have in a home and all that. There is that too, and I get it. But you cannot, in some government housing, you cannot stand on your stoop after a certain hour or not, like after 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, something like that. They will threaten you with jail. And yes, I know this is true because I've seen it and heard it with my own ears and seen it with my own eyes. And I run interference the night that I saw it because the people weren't. I don't know that if they understood it or thought he was joking or wasn't sure. I thought this guy's dead serious, this officer. And I went past them and I said, "Let me handle this." And y'all better get inside, because I realized this guy was about 2 seconds away from carrying people to jail, and it was going to cause a lot of problems. So you can't. There's a curfew. And I understand curfews in one way, but I'm talking about I'm a grown man. Every grown man or grown woman that lives in government housing ain't looking to go out and sell drugs and prostitute themselves and everything else. They're hardworking people who are trying. They're trying to get by. There's all kinds of situations. And I've known a lot of these people. I know them today. And when I heard that night, I couldn't believe it. I was like, what? You can't stand outside after 10 o'clock? They went outside to smoke. And the guy started barking at them. And they said, huh? Like what? And he started coming that way. And I was there letting family see the granddaughter, who was very little at the time. And I said, let me handle this, because I figured, I think that night was even a Sunday night. So I think I was even in my suit from church. And I had the kid in my arms, and I figured this is the only thing that's going to calm this dude down. And it worked. And he talked to the granddaughter a little bit. But when he would look up at that stoop, he was staring them down. Like he was angry. And he's like, you better get in there. If I see you out again tonight, you're going to jail. I went, what? And I say that to preface what I'm fixing to say. Another one is you can't work on your car in the parking lot. Well, what the heck are you supposed to do if it's broke? I mean, I get it. They don't want junk cars sitting around and, hoods up and parts on the ground and everything. But what if you got to change your brakes? You got to go somewhere else. You can't do it there. I get it. People abuse things, and that's why they make these rules. But you lose your freedoms. So anyway, they're glad to have the housing. They got you. It's a deal. There's kids there, and that's their home. And okay, these floods came, and the homes have had to be evacuated. And one lady said, and this has happened before in these houses. This is another problem I have. You keep rebuilding in a flood zone. This is at least 3 times that I know this has happened. They're 2-story. Everybody on the ground floor, everything they had is done. Gone. probably including their cars if they had a car. These things will have to be cleaned out, stripped, mowed, done, all the stuff they got to do. I mean, they're going to have to strip them and redo them, man. They've been underwater, and it's going to be bad. So the one lady posted today and said, "I've lost everything." My heart goes out to that. I mean, everybody's had something like that happen. But then she said, "Well, I don't know what we're going to do." They opened up a shelter for us for tonight in Ringgold, but in the morning we have to get out. I'll figure it out. I'm trusting God. And I was thinking about that. I was thinking, well, here's my vent. I know I've said a lot. And if you put something in a chat, I'm going to deviate to it or divert to it quickly. But I was thinking this. Well, one, this event was not, one night. That's our plan, one night. And I realize this is a federal thing versus probably the locals. I get it. But if it's their housing and it's not your fault, it's not their fault. It's an act of God, really, and bad planning because they put us in a flood zone long ago. They should have built it up. It sits low. Why wouldn't they help you with housing? Why is there not some sort of, some sort of temporary shelter, something for these folks? So they got you in their clutches and they kind of own you into that. And then when the disaster happens, an act of God, there's no help. What's that? I mean, I just don't get that. And again, there's probably information I don't know, but it does bother me that that's the way that was said. And listen, I know that in times of natural disaster, there comes a time when you have to close these things down, and you got to make people move because they'll just create. A friend of mine, there was a hurricane came through North Carolina one time, and they bought up all these RV campers. And they made a campground out of RV, the pull behind campers. Nice. I mean, big. It was brand new. They bought them up, and they created this camper city with security and everything. And it took a long time to get everything back in order, and these people stayed there. And 2 years later, they had to make people leave. Like they just made it home. They didn't want to go nowhere else. So that happens. You get that attachment. You're like, hey, it's good here. I like this. I like this camper. I want to stay here. Some people live in campers. But at some point you have to say, listen, we're done here. We're closing down. I get that. But one day, and these people have nowhere to go. So, I mean, what do y'all think about it? I mean, that's my vent. It's one of them. What the heck? I mean, I know it's our money. I mean, to a degree, I think they pay some money, but it's greatly reduced. There's different types of housing that you can get from the government, Section 8, Section whatever. I mean, there's different kinds. I get it. And I don't know the rules on each one, but it's not their fault what happened. It's not like they were smoking in bed and burnt themselves out or something or whatever. It's an act of God. And there's no help for these people. I don't understand that. I just don't understand that. Like, I just think of the kids involved. There's a lot of kids that go to the local school that are in that community. Where are these people going to go? And maybe there's some help out there that I'm not aware of. I do know they're working, I think, because my granddaughter came in today and said they mentioned it, and they did. The school said, if you don't have anywhere to live, let us know. We've got some help. So, but that's still not the people that own the apartments. But I'm glad others are stepping up. I mean, there's kids. This was their home. This is where they laid their heads at night. This is where they took their baths. This is where they did their homework. It's an act of God. It's not their fault or their parents' fault or the parent. A lot of these are single parents. I get it. It's not their fault. It frustrates me to hear something like that. Like you would think there would be some sort of a disaster relief plan. Like, okay, if this happens, because it's happened before, more than once, I can think of at least 2 other times, massive ones. What are they going to do with, I mean, you think after the first one, they say, okay, game plan. I get it. They just go in and strip them out. It's blocked, so they don't want to tear them down. But these have been there for a long time. I just think they're going to have to come up with a better plan. Put them somewhere else, or redo these and raise the land and create a levee or something there, that a retention area. And I know at some point it's going to flood somebody. But this is not a good plan, and it's going to happen again. It will happen again. There will be that type of rain again. I mean, that's just one of those things. And listen, for this year, that's been the story, hasn't it? Rain, and massive amounts of it through the hurricanes and other storms that's come through. Now this, and it's just, there's a lot of rain. We're definitely not in a drought. We are definitely not in this region. We are not in a drought of any kind. This is a lot of rain that has fell, and these rivers and creeks and everything are swollen past their banks. One of them they thought would hold today. I hope it did. The other one they weren't concerned with. One of them they were concerned with major creeks, and so I think we were spared even worse harm. But if somebody knows the answer to that, I'm going to try to find out. What is the plan? Yeah, Broski says no drought where he's at. But what is the plan for these type of housing in an act of God? Did they just on their own, like, hey, y'all go away? I just don't get that. Miss Jen says, that's crazy. One day don't really help anyone. Let them stay longer or find empty apartments and put them in there. I agree. I mean, what kind of plan is that? That's the government for you. And this lady, I felt so sorry for her. And I thought about all the others. She was on the bottom floor, and everybody got evacuated. I mean, you can't go to your home if there's water over your car in the drive. But those on the top floor, they had to kill the power, and they may be out themselves for a while, even though their apartment is okay, other than what's going on. But man, that really bothered me today to hear that lady say that, and I think she had kids. And I was glad to hear my granddaughter was saying something, and she was getting me to sign something, and she was saying, "Oh, and Papa, they said if you don't have a place to live, then let us know," because they figure some kids have came to school, and they're probably worried about how can you study when you're worried where you're going to live that night. It broke my heart. I'll be honest with you, it broke my heart. And these people, it's not their fault. I'll say it again, it's not their fault. Nobody can predict a system like that. And it caught everybody flat-footed. I mean, everybody, even the officials. Nobody. They knew there was some. We always get the disclaimer, possibility of flooding. But they think of a little, water over some streets here and there. Nothing like what we saw. And I just think that's really horrible. And we got to do better. Someone taught me one time, there's an expression, when you know better, you do better. Well, you think they would have known better before now what to do, a plan, a disaster plan. I mean, they had to go in with boats and get these people out. Well, I do, Dean. I talk tough sometimes. But, I always say, my dad had a good heart. My dad was tough. I got my mom's heart. And then Jesus moved in, but my mom was big-hearted like that. My dad, he'd be like, well, they go. He'd just bellow. But in his core, he had a good heart. But he was very much, and I could be like that, but I don't really like to be like that. I take after my mom. And so you can detect that because sometimes I won't go there when others do. And sometimes I shock you because I say it, carpet bomb them into oblivion. For terrorists, I say that because I'm tired of the killing. But I don't know. It's just really. I wish I'd got the pictures up. Some of you probably haven't even seen them, but there were pictures of and these people. I mean, can you imagine being a kid and you got to be brought out by boat, and you relocate with the clothes on your back and everything else is gone, and it's a school day next day, and you go stay in a shelter. They called it the barracks. I don't know what that is. Somebody knows, let me know. I don't know where they took them. That was what she called it. And she said, but we have to leave in the morning. I don't get that. I don't get that. Wouldn't you just love to be the person over that place? Not. Okay, folks, it's 8 a.m. Let's start wrapping it up. Got to get out of here. We're going to close the doors. I'm not saying they did it like that, but that's the way it feels to me. I could just hear kids cry. Where are we going to go, Mommy? I don't know, baby. But we got to leave here. Golly, I wouldn't have it. I wouldn't have it. I would not have that job. I want to be about providing solutions, not. I mean, I feel sorry for even, people sometimes that, put themselves in bad situations. I get it. But it's, I agree. Absolutely, dude. Absolutely. There's a different, there is a difference there. I don't think I did. I've been really busy today. To see the Mexican president deliver 26 cartel members yesterday. This is a day after she was getting smart about Trump's conference about military action against cartels. And I'm all about it. I have said, hit those cartels, and they better do it or we're going to do it because I'm sick of it. One thing counties and cities have issued is with this drainage and just keep the drains clean. Yeah, and they do. They get backed up. They said now a lot of people around here are really taking the task over this interstate flooding. And of course, they put out the statement that there was no construction problems, no problems. All the drains were clean. Everything was flowing the way it was supposed to, just too much water. Then the next day they talked about debris that was going to be on the road. I don't know if they were flowing good or not. I don't know. But they were taking a lot of heat over the last 24 hours about what the heck, I mean, I know people get angry and upset, but I mean, it's not often we've never seen that happen here. I wouldn't mind seeing some bombs dropped in Mexico. They've been at war with us for decades. We've been sitting there taking with no response. The best way for people to deal with the problem is say the magic word. If it's got to be, it's up to me. Keep the drains clean yourself. Take the time to remove buggies and trash out of the drainage dishes to allow the water to flow away. You definitely got to keep those drains clean. They will back up. You got to get them tree limbs up, old tires, whatever it is. Yeah, buggies, whatever. Don't wait. Don't wait on the county. Yeah, because if you do, they're not gonna. You're gonna be waiting all day. Remove their government and certain government we select. I really can't see Mexico. Well, there's a lot of that down there, man. There's a lot of that down there. And it's really sad because, great people involved, they're stuck with it. Violence, very, very bad. Revenge killings, robbery, rape, human trafficking, drugs. It goes on and on and on. And even if you're a person who cares and you want to serve in the military or police, that you have to cover your face because if they find out who you are, they'll come kill you. That's what we're dealing with. I mean, that is absolutely what we're dealing with, and they need to do. We just need to. We got to handle it. I mean, it is a clear and present, like they said in the movie, a clear and present danger to the United States of America, and anything is a clear and present danger. Broski, I'll agree. It must be dealt with. Must be dealt with. Broski says citizens are doing that right here today, removing debris from drains, leaves, branches, etc. Yeah, and you got to, because it'll. I mean, it's got to go somewhere. And it'll back up into your yards, clog your streets, and everything else. And they said the drains were working; they were supposed to. Da da da. Again, it was a lot of water, and I don't doubt that. They've sent millions into our country illegally waving their flag. That's war. Like I said, I mean, sometimes you just got to deal with the issue. I get that, and let these people take over our cities and stuff. Yeah, I get that. Absolutely. Um, but it's a difficult area where we live because of it's a low lying area. They've built it up a lot of places, but it's still a very low lying area. Without the dam system, all of Chattanooga would have been flooded on this event alone. It'd have been underwater. So, they've done a lot. It does pretty well, but in stuff like this, there's just nowhere for it to go. We'll put thought into that, broski. That's where Hurricane Helene showed in, where a lot of local caring people got together and solved the problem, but tried their best. That's what we do. And they weren't getting the job done. Empower regional areas, or areas regionally. Give them the resources, the money you would have taken. I mean, it was their money anyway. Have things ready to roll, and have emergency action plans. We're required to have that at every company. Every building has to have an emergency action plan. I think sometimes the government fails in its own requirements because they know they can't. I mean, the government doesn't have to follow OSHA. They say we are the government. But, that's what a friend of mine, he done fall protection, and he was doing it at the Capitol. And he showed me pictures of how they were hooking up. It was dangerous. And he said that to the guy, and the guy goes, "Oh, we don't have to listen to OSHA. They can't do nothing to us. We're the government." He goes, "You're missing the point of the exercise here, friend. I'm talking about people dying. Get these men down. This is unsafe. This guy, forget it. You're going to be criminally culpable if these men fall and die. You're going to be in trouble." And he forced their hand. They got them down. Man, they were hooking together stuff. They were hooking their fall protection to ladders that had no rating on it. Could snap. The welds were old, and then hooking those together and over the side of the thing painting. And he's like, "No, get these men down and get them down now. We don't have to listen to OSHA." Stupidity. Yes, broski, they did. I'm glad to see that is dried up and gone. And we need a few other things to dry up, like Soros's bank account. God, wouldn't that be a great day? Wouldn't that be some crap, broski, if President Trump seized the funds of George Soros and said he had committed treason against the United States of America, and your funds are now frozen? Wow. Wouldn't that be? Oh, man. Consider the U.S. aid being scorned by politicians not being given to people like the flood victims. Well, yeah. They were stealing the money in a lot of cases. I'll go back. Another event here when the President Biden said, "We don't have the money." Well, you lying suck a skunk. You got all kinds of money. There's all kinds of money out there. You got money to send to Ukraine. You got money to send to these other causes to promote all sort of anti-family, anti-God things all around. But you can't you can't do what you got to do for right people, and that's where that's ridiculous. Thank you, Nuggie, for the thought. Or Noogie, or however you say that. Let me not disrespect your name. Thank you for your thought. Hope you're doing well tonight on this Wednesday night, this hump day. And I That's your event. Okay. That's your event. Is the area municipal in the city or is it in the county? It is in the city where that sits. But I don't know how that works. I mean, it's city in the city, but I don't know if that's state funded, U.S. government. I don't know. I'm gonna find out though. I'm gonna do a little research because I mean I've been in those things a lot of times visiting people. I knew people that lived there. I've been in those places, and yes, I've seen it flood bad before. Absolutely bad, horrible. By the way, there were 4 people that died in this event. A family of 3 was in their car. A tree fell on it, and the guy got swept away. So there were 4 deaths. So there was deaths in this event, sadly. And I hate that. I really hate that. I guess they were in their car because they couldn't go in the house. I don't know the deal on that, but there was a live video of a tree that fell over. I mean, it's so wet, and that'll be a problem. I'm glad we didn't have wind event. If we had a wind event like come in today, it'd be bad news. Bad news, Sally. I'm gonna tell you, a lot of trees would be down. It was a huge scheme. A lot of these NGOs, they gave donations to shells or politicians, other LLCs or trusts, so the money ends up in the politician's pocket. There's a lot of that goes on. They find a lot of loopholes, a way to fix things to make sure they clean the money up. That's what they do. They clean it up so they can put it in their dirty pockets. They find a way to run it through the system. That's what Ukraine was, right? Big old transfer of money. Well, Dean, that's a life-old question. I mean, that's like, why is the sky blue or something? Why people drive through standing water? They were doing it, wasn't they? And some of them, their car just floated away. Even some 18-wheelers, it was getting pretty high for them too. My city turned into a truck stop because all the trucks started coming through my city. Barry says chloroform bacteria from the. Oh yeah, it's gonna be bad. Yes, that'd be really better. Watch your water. Better watch your water. Depending on what system you're on, you know. But yeah, definitely professional cleaning, such as mold and other things, because mold. Yeah, they'll have to go in and rip all that, man. I mean, it is. It's bad. I mean, water was up to almost, I guess, was up to the ceiling of the apartments on the bottom. And so that was bad. Broski says, Ukraine was the ultimate shell company used to launder money and run women and children, discussing Zelensky was in charge of all that. And I've said before, I can't stand the guy. Cannot stand him. I have no love for Putin at all. But I can't stand him either. I wish those 2 jacklegs would go out in a field somewhere and just fight it out, them 2. Get Tom together with one of their hands with a rope and put a knife in their hand and let them fight it out, winner take all. I mean, come on. I'm sick of these people. You know, so many lives. It's senseless. So many lives destroyed every day. Destroyed. So much money. Resources and stuff that we've thrown at it. And yet, Ukraine keeps losing. They do not have, they're really struggling right now. I think they're just trying to hold on. I think these talks are, honestly, unless they get an infusion of a lot of stuff, I think these talks are critical for Ukraine because I don't think Ukraine can hold out much longer. I've felt like that for some time. I think it's a slow loss every day. They're losing ground. They've got to be getting thin on the front lines with men because they just can't replace them like Russia can. And it's got to be getting to the point that those. I'll be honest with you. I'm really surprised that Russia has not driven another column or 2 at different points along the front lines. I believe they could have rode into Kyiv. Those front lines are thin. They've had to pull a lot of people. I mean, I heard there were pretty good sized gaps in those lines. They just don't have the manpower. And I'm really surprised Russia hasn't exploited that more. And with the death tolls they're having, it couldn't be much worse. I mean, the death on the Russian side is really heavy too, but they can replace theirs easier than Ukraine can. Barry says, I have feelings for them, but let's face it, put your faith in government and solve the problem. It's never a solution. Amen. I get, yeah, I understand that too, Barry. I get it. I guess you're talking about back over here with the floods. I get it. And that's why I always say, don't let the man get a hold of you. Putin ain't going to give up. Well, no, he ain't going to give up. He's going to push as long as he can. Barry says, let's take the climate change, for instance. Some would argue climate change, as far as the flooding, others would deal with the reality of your governments can't control the clock. Faith in government to do something is the disease. Yeah. I have no expectation of my government. And really, to be honest, our government's main job, what is our government's main job? To defend the United States of America. That's its main role. And they failed. They have failed us. Control of the borders and not letting those in here that can hurt us. Their job is to defend us against all enemies, foreign or domestic, right? So the president swears to, Commander-in-Chief. And they failed us. And they failed us on a massive scale. And here we are stuck with the fallout of that. And it's just not getting any better. Amen, brother. Yeah, they're both a lost cause. I mean, Amen. Amen. Just Loserville. I mean, you can't change these people. I mean, they are what they are. I mean, Putin has always been that. I mean, old KGB guy, he's evil. I don't like these people that give him praise and all that. The heck with him. I'm not praising him at all. I like my friend that calls in on Podbean every once in a while. He's a security guard in Russia, and he cannot stand Putin. I can't even repeat what he says about him. Not nice. But I agree with him. Dee says, I agree with all you folks. Me and Dean will be live tomorrow night or tomorrow afternoon. I got to go back to the plant tomorrow night, but tomorrow afternoon, the Southern Fried Racing Hour. Yeah. Yeah. Southern Fried Racing Hour. And then sports. Man, we're going to have to adjust sports too. It's getting busy. So much going on. Broski says, I think all Putin wanted to do was grind it out with ultimate goal acquiring Eastern Ukraine. I pretty much have said that too, my friend. All I care about is getting some rare earth out of it and for people to stop dying. Yeah. I wonder where that's at on the rare earth deal. You don't hear much about it like you did. Well, really, Putin for a long time, what he was trying to do, what I thought he was trying to do, and a lot of people agreed, was control all the energy in Europe. Remember he was cutting the gas off in the middle of winter? Shut the line off? He wanted everybody coming to him for the power, whether it was natural gas, propane, whatever, oil. I mean, that's money, that's power. Absolutely. He's not stupid. That's why the pipeline got bombed. Probably was American assets did that. I don't think the Ukrainians had the ability to do it, but we know who did. I'm not a fan of Putin, Broski says, but when McCain and company set up that evil puppet government in Ukraine, one of the purposes was to pick a fight with Russia, and they succeeded. Now, there's no doubt about that, and yes, they did, and they're getting more than they want, but there's somebody somewhere smoking a cigar in a dark room with a shot of whiskey going, yeah, this is great. Count the money, I guarantee you. That creates an opportunity for corrupt U.S. politicians, Ukrainian politicians to get paid. Sure, yeah, they count the money. That's the sham, the scheme. Those in the back room counting the money, while the ones in the front door are poking and prodding and making things happen like that. And war brings money to a lot of people. Military gets some more money. They get to build their pet projects. It all goes hand in hand. One hand washes the other hand. In some cases, scratch their back. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Don't forget in the morning, folks, I'll be on with the Patriot Morning Show, 6 a.m. Tomorrow night, as I said, me and Dean, 2 shows. Yeah, Dean, I know, we're getting poorer. I mean, you things are, I'm hoping that there'll be an economic boom here that will really help America. You know, you hear what people are paying for stuff. It's depressing. It's depressing to go in a store and try to shop for a few groceries and looking at the prices. Wow. Broski says the market has been on fire the past 3 months. I'm getting rid. Well, I mean, but Broski, we went down so far. You're just gaining back to the point you were and then move forward. I get that. And by the way, don't forget, folks, Ascend Financial. We're going to be talking much more about them, and they've got some ways to help you save some of that. Keep protect it where they can't get to it, or they can't tax it in different ways. Everybody's situation is different, but they're the folks that get that done. So you're gonna be hearing a lot about them. Can't wait for them to get on, and we want you to have options that are folks that we're friends with, and they've done a great job. So absolutely, and businesses. I mean, in some cases, some businesses are doing bad, but that may be because of their product or shifting design. What people like. But some businesses are booming. They're booming. They absolutely are. But it's not everybody. It's not everybody. It's hard in the car business right now. The tariffs are still a little volatile. Rescue says, not me. I didn't fall below water at all. I was on the sidelines for a while, earning that 5.5%. Got back in the right time. It's hot right now. Get some. Are you into crypto, Broski? I've never dealt with it. I've had some friends who have. And do you trust it? I mean, at the end of the day, is any money really trustworthy? It's all who backs it up, right? They always find a way to steal it. Get their dirty hands on it more and more. And at the same time, preach to you that you need to do your civic duty and give more. You're not paying enough. If you'd pay enough, we could have already fixed some things. They make us out to be bad people. Yeah. I'm going to be nice and not say what I feel like saying. But that's, it shouldn't be a tug of war between the government and us. They should be making, and that's one thing I really agree with on Trump, is making it business friendly, making it so people that want to work hard, have great ideas, can make it happen. Just let them drive it, not try to hinder them. Those things are very important. Regulation, get the right mix, not regulations just for sake of regulations. The more you make, the more they take. Russell says, not into crypto directly. I own a Bitcoin ETF that pays a huge monthly dividend. It's a newer product. It's sick. There's NASDAQ 100 ETFs that are new that pay monthly dividends too. We understand, sir, and neither are we. We are not. We will point you in the direction of those who do. And they don't mind doing that. So we're going to be the middle person to help get information, exchange hands, contact, call these people. We want to be a help, and it'll be a benefit to the podcast if people do that, and it'll help them. And I'm excited about it. They are too. Well, so we're going to utilize our best talents, no matter how bad that is, and we're going to make it happen as best we can with a passion. Might want to take a look at XRP. Again, this isn't financial advice. I've heard about them too. I mean, I've heard about all of them. Some of them are doing really well, you know, for a surety. At the end of the day, though, isn't it weird that, I mean, unless you've got gold in your hand that you've hit out, I mean, gold, precious metals, I guess. I mean, I guess there's a way it could lose if things were that bad, like the world just collapsed. I don't know. Maybe it wouldn't. But there's a lot of people that's just numbers on a screen. Do you really have that number? It could be so easily taken from you. That's my fear. They flip the switch, they take the stuff, and they say, well, sorry, you lose. So Broski says, I love gold and silver coins, silver and gold, gold. They have skyrocketed. Yes. And what's some other precious metals? Man, they pay off well. That's why people steal them catalytic converters, man. What is that, palladium that's in that? Oh, my gosh, man. I don't know what it's running now, man, but it was pacing it. It was out front. I mean, in a big way. You don't got to have much of it. Yeah, Barry, I know. But, you know, wasn't it somewhere, it was a ship, wasn't it, recently? They found a bunch of old coins. I mean, old, like old Europe coins. A boatload of them. Imagine what them are worth. Every man looking for his own treasure, right? Metal detector out there looking for the pot of gold. Yes, Dean, they were. I will be helping again. Well, I won't be there in the morning because I've got to be at an event tomorrow, and I'm eating lunch there. But tomorrow night, the plan is to go back and help. So I just remember that I need to take my name off the help list. Brusky says silver is approaching $40 an ounce. Wow. Yeah. Silver and gold, baby. Oh. You know, the guy in town here, he got taken down for all kinds of stuff, fraud or whatever. He just killed me. He had a show on and people would come in and everybody had the same story. Well, my grandmother had these coins forever and she died. And, well, I just thought I would sell them and use the money. And they no way in Hades. These people that came in, they were stealing them things, man. Stealing. Sam Bateman, free talk the government out to launder money with Bitcoin, and that scares me when the government starts talking about going to Bitcoin. I'm not sure how I feel about that either, Barry, about them going to Bitcoin. Trump's are all in on this. Well, they've really gotten him about it. I mean, he's really into this right now. Many people like Maxine Waters helped Sam Bateman. Although he was in jail, those politicians need to return the money he gave them. It's a big scam, man. Big scam. Absolutely. Well, they got to have all that money to pay off all the people that's got dirt on them. Money talks, right? Sadly, it does. Yes, he was, Dean, and he sponsored a lot of stuff. I'm not going to say his name. He's in a lot of legal trouble, and lawyers are always standing by. But that dude was all over the place. You couldn't turn on a channel he wasn't being mentioned. I just never felt right about it. I never. Something didn't sit right with me on that. like I said, man, my gut usually pretty good about stuff like that. I go with it, man. I never said anything to anybody except my own little inner circle family, but I'll be like, I'm not. Because people ask me about it, I'm like, well, I just wouldn't do it. But yeah, he was. He was. I will say this: he was the master of making the deal and the art of the deal. He was definitely an old talker about. Call it what you want, but you know what I mean. He had a gift of gab. I'll say that. He could definitely pull. He definitely had the ability to slide a hand. And now it's all going down bad. Broski says, I'm not into crypto, but there's a possibility a certain Bitcoin ETF is a really good idea to invest in. This isn't financial. Amen, brother. Awesome. Well, we're just about out of time. Thanks for tuning in tonight. I appreciate it. Had a lot of fun, a lot of laughs. Y'all have really been entertaining, and I appreciate it. I don't think I'll be on again tonight. I thought about it, but I really got some stuff I got to get done, and then go to bed. So I do like to do late shows, but I've just got a lot going on that I need to help with in the house. I got to go help my wife get into bed, and I'll probably just stay there and get finished what I got to do and then go to bed. But I will be on in the morning, unless an act of God happens. I can't stop that. I'll be on in the morning at 6 a.m., maybe a little before, with the Patriot Morning Show. And we'll kind of get caught up on some stuff that's going on, set the course for the day, and then, like I say, tomorrow night, a couple of sports shows. And then we got Fridays and the shows there, and we'll try to mix in that Cornbread Nation somewhere along the line. We'll figure it out. This weekend, Southern Talk will be on. Sunday morning in the Word, SFP News. Nothing on Sunday afternoon. I got a financial meeting. Speaking of financials, I don't know about that, but I appreciate the kind words. Yes, sir, Dean. Appreciate you, brother. Love you, man. You got it, man. You got it. In studio, loud and proud. We do that in-house. I look forward to it every week. We have a lot of fun. I enjoy the podcast. I enjoy all of you. I like the banter back and forth. We're working hard. There's a lot of things we want to do, and we're just pushing. We're pushing hard every day, and we'll get her done. We'll get her done. Tater chip. We are determined. Y'all pray for Rob. He gets a day to recover, because I don't think we're going to do anything tomorrow, me and him. So Friday, hopefully he'll be back Friday morning. He's got a stomach bug. Those stomach bugs are mean. He said a lot of people had it down there. So this is one time I'm glad he's in South Georgia. I'm in North Georgia. I don't want no stomach bugs. Ugh, those are no good. But y'all have a great night. We'll go out and play a couple songs maybe. Then I got to get off of here. Y'all are awesome, awesome dudes. That's been the word of the day, dudes. Y'all are awesome dudes and dudettes. Can't call Miss Jen a dude. That wouldn't be nice. And hopefully Miss Jen will forgive us for having fun with Cat Talk tonight. She's a very forgiving person. And awesome person. Absolutely. I'm going out with a different song if I can. See if I got it in here. I don't know if I got it loaded in. Let's see if I got it in. I've got a couple songs. I've got them on the other. I've got them in Rumble. I don't know if I've got them in here. And if I don't, by gosh, they will show up, because I really like the song. I was looking for something that to go out with a little aggressive, but that's not the song. It's not in here. Well, that's a shame. By gosh, we will make that happen. So we'll just go out with some Southern Talk. It's okay. This is the Vent Show. We can do what we want. And I like this song. Take care.
southern people, like a small town, nothing's real. Mama's still doing wrong, don't tell the preacher. Nothing really changes except the weather. If you can't